set of gear here for that. Like, that's unacceptable based on the amount of money we've spent on the gear.
I don't know that it's your gear. It might just be the way something is routed or shared or something. I don't know.
It should work, though. It should. I agree. And I've also been spending on some of this stuff and want to spend more now. There's always so much more you can buy to do this, isn't there? Also, that said, hello, everybody.
This might help. Let's see.
You sound really good to me now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just, it only happens every once in a while, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly what's going on when it happens.
So, I had meant to do a little more.
Could noise cancellation be a part of it?
It could be, well, yes.
Because it's just auto default. Should I just turn that off?
If you turn that off, that'll help significantly, yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's because I'm looking in my audio settings here. Hi, Julianne.
Oh, is Julianne on the Skype call now? She is. Let's get her on stream before I get going. I did my first kind of off-stream playing. I had meant to do even more. And then the last week of the semester came, and I've been solving all sorts of student problems I can't talk about. My life is awesome this week. So, let's put Julianne in the box where she goes. Hold on a second, everybody.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Nobody puts Julianne in a box.
Better than a corner, I suppose. All right.
That's true.
What about a box in the corner?
I feel like that's still unacceptable.
I feel like Julianne is frozen for me, everybody.
Yes, Julianne is frozen.
Okay, well, she has a box now.
Frozen box, Julianne.
That's right.
Put in the microwave for 30 seconds to thaw.
Which is amusing because her backdrop is the snowy, opening scene of the game. So
the only thing I did off stream, I went and I bought the Golem Esper at the auction house.
Good call.
Because I wanted it. And between this week and next week, I have to do the whole repeat river run for Mog.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that on stream. It's a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
So for now, we are going to the sealed cave with Terra.
I don't remember what the music is in the sealed cave. Have we done martial law officially yet? I feel like we have.
I don't know if we have,
not martial
actually.
law. What is this one? This is Gestalt.
Yeah, we have done this one. We have not done Under Martial Law. I don't think it comes up until we revisit South Figaro.
Under Martial Law is South Figaro. We did do it.
Okay.
I misspoke.
Oh, because you do it during the cutscene. It's the occupied city that we haven't done yet. Albrook.
I don't have that as a separate track. I think you're thinking of the exact same thing that plays in South Figaro. I think it's Under Martial Law for both.
Oh, I thought there was a separate World of Ruin track for towns. That's sad.
Oh yeah, there's a regular town theme.
Okay, that's what we need to do.
But it's I don't think it's called Occupied City. What is it? I'll know as soon as I see it on my list here.
Have we done this one yet? Yeah, we have. Esper World. We did it last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we can do any of these again, though. Easy to do. Because Searching for Friends is the Dark World airship. Day After is the...
Yes, and we will get there in 2 weeks, I think, maybe? I am sad for Julianne.
She's trying to get back.
She'll figure it out.
What is happening on this here width of band?
It's such a bizarre internet outage that Skype isn't working, but she can be in chat?
Yeah.
I cannot even begin to understand how that one
works
itself.
That background of the sealed cave with the green floor. That is not what I recall this looking like in the SNES.
The graphics here... Oh my gosh, Kate. The exploring graphics look fine to me.
I think Kate was talking about Billie Eilish, not Julianne.
Oh, right.
The Adobe commercial.
Amazing.
That's funny.
But I'm going to assume that It's like she's whispering behind Julianne's back. She's gone now.
Absolutely.
Hi, Andrew. Welcome.
Oh, wait. That doesn't work anymore? Hold on.
No.
You used to be able to hold the direction pad to the right and step across during the switch. That does not appear to function now. Now I have to actually be good.
You have to use musical timing. Kate is laughing. Yes.
I noticed they changed a few of these things. Because I finally bought the bundle and I finally played through the 4-pixel remaster, and there were a couple of cases where you're supposed to be you used to be able to walk over invisible tiles that you can't anymore. Maybe
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just gonna fail. Yeah. All right, here's what we're gonna do.
It's true, Julianne does look like she's concentrating really hard because of the frozen.
I agree,
That's
yeah.
one of the better Julianne freeze faces, though.
It's true.
She looks very contemplative.
They've made this much harder than it used to be. Noise Blaster in the Super Nintendo game has 100% success rate on, like, everything in the entire game. And not right now. So we're just gonna have to run again. Andrew, I agree with wanting to hear Mariachi Entertainment System do this. Especially, though, the Final Fantasy IV battle theme would be very, very good with them.
I wanted them to do the Final Fantasy IV stuff forever. Have they done it? I think they did Terra, didn't they? Didn't they do a Mariachi Terra?
I think so.
I'm gonna look and see what they've done from the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah. Ooh, I cannot believe how much harder this has become now.
Yeah.
Frustrating. Playlists.
Oh, so yeah, this one is going to be unusable now.
Oh.
I don't think Julianne's even on the call anymore.
No, she's probably not.
Everything's being annoying. Oh yeah, they've done Terra. They've done Let the Battle Begin through 7.
Hey, Raids! Thanks, Raiders.
Hey, thank you, Raiders. You're awesome.
Oh. Majora's Mask. Yeah.
So just like us in Final Fantasy VI, you guys have been doing Majora's Mask for some time now.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've been at that one. iRaiders, it's like the Apple version.
Right? I don't know, sometimes things get laggy over here, and I didn't type that, but that's the way it came out, and that's okay.
Alright. Locke needs to switch espers. Sorry, I have housekeeping to do now. I know.
The gall.
Oh, actually,
gall.
does Kieran teach it faster? Yes, great. Alright, let's figure out where I'm going so I don't fall into the lava.
Always a good thing. I remember spending a lot of time on this in the original game.
Yeah.
As a kid.
See, I remember the original
That's
game
where
made it
safe.
very easy, because as long as you held the direction, you would get it right. And now that it does not appear to be the case.
That was... I mean, I just got to the safe square. I would just burn in my brain which one was safe.
Wait, I need to look at it again now because I'm an idiot. Hold on. Okay. Stamina is Vigor, Bassoon Dude, in the Super Nintendo game. Let's look at stats for just a moment. And in theory...
Oh, gosh.
in
No,
theory...
I'm just laughing.
It governs your ability to absorb damage and attacks. In practice, there are only 2 stats that sort of matter in this game. On the Super Nintendo version, Magic Evasion, which you'll see I have a 4 on right now, because I'm still early in the game. Magic Evasion in the Super Nintendo game also governs Physical Evasion, and Physical Evasion doesn't exist in the Super Nintendo game. In the Game Boy Advance game and this game, that's not the case. That changes the entire character tier list ranking. The short version of that is Shadow is very good now. He was not very good before. The only combat stat that matters almost whatsoever in this game is magic. Raise magic, don't worry about anything else. The only other number that's relevant to doing combat damage in any real way is level. Level does a lot, magic does a lot, strength does the tiniest little bit if you insist on physically swinging in this game, which is not an activity you should ever choose to do. And that is how combat works. Alright.
Yeah, there are some weapons that are just, like, so broken on the original game.
Oh, yes, the weapon power, like how strong your gear is, does matter. But the character stats, raising your strength is not actually useful.
I never really had any issues with this because I would just over level. I would just grind and way over level, and I never had any issues.
The other stat that can matter, depending on what you're doing, is speed can be worth it, especially on the Game Boy Advance Edition where you get a +2 speed Esper. Then it starts to matter a lot. And plus percentage HP, though we do not have a good vector for doing that right now, is useful on one character and one character only, and it's Locke, who can dual wield the Atma weapon and the Valiant Knife. That's it.
And so the Pixel remasters also don't have the Game Boy Advance extra dungeons and...
That's right.
Is that the case?
None of the extra dungeon stuff is here. Just like in Final Fantasy V, the 4 extra jobs are not here.
Okay.
And in Final Fantasy IV, which is really too bad, the ability to choose your endgame team is gone, which I really miss, because Edge is just straight up inferior to Yang, it turns out, in just about every way. Oh, sad. Oh well. For Contrary Motion, the Game Boy Advance and PSP editions of Final Fantasy IV, all the characters who come back to life at the very end are all permanently playable, including the twins. The interesting choice there happens to be Yang, who is good. Most other folks are still not good. Like, using Sid in any way is like a challenge run.
It's everyone who doesn't die permanently, so I think basically everybody but Tella.
Yeah. And Fusoya, of course, because he is actually already in the bottom of the dungeon waiting for you. Julianne does have ominous frozen pose. I'm gonna un-bloop her from the stream for now.
She's both summoning meteor and disconnected.
Right.
That's why she disconnected, actually. The magic was just too powerful. Oh, I spoke too soon. I see a
Hello?
Julian. I hear a Julianne.
Okay, you hear me too. Okay.
Yes, can
Hi.
hear you.
Yay!
Yes, and
Yeah,
stream
I
can see you now too.
Hi.
Hello.
Harry.
I do not like that all this stuff is visible now.
I need to go on Discord too. Hello.
You know, today, and I am being very picky right now. So, Carrie, you're our guest for the week. While we are kind of doing stuff we've already heard, what are the really good tracks from this one that, both if you've played any of the Pixel Remaster, what you're excited to get to, and what are the big highlights for you from the soundtrack otherwise?
I've been thinking about this a lot in anticipation of coming on here, and the thing is that I only actually played through the full game in my late 20s because I grew up playing the 16-bit ones, but during my pathway into those was game rentals, and that was you could get them for 2 days at a time, which was not enough time to finish a JRPG.
Yes.
When I was 8 or 9
Right.
years old. And so I would following weekend try to rent it again. My save file would be the first one to get saved over because I had not gotten very far, and I learned a lot of stuff with 4, especially based on snooping around other people's save files, which was kind of like finding other people's written notes in a book almost. But when I did rent 6 for the first time, I think I was probably 9 or 10, and because of the North American numbering system, definitely thought it was a sequel to Final Fantasy II, and thought if I can't finish Final Fantasy II, I will at least see what happens to the world and the characters. And then it starts with this, mysterious green-haired woman who doesn't know who she is, and I'm thinking it's clearly Rydia. We all know that. So originally I was pretty confused. I didn't wind up playing it until years later, but my gateway into it was actually the music, and my gateway into the music was actually the piano collections.
Oh, nice.
The friend who told me you could download video game music on Napster recommended finding the piano version of Terra's theme, and then I wound up listening to the rest. And so I had a pretty, in some ways, almost backwards experience listening to the soundtrack, because I heard Coin Song before I ever heard the Figaro theme, so I heard the callback first. And so I had it was an interesting experience to finally play the thing and hear that and think, oh, okay, I see where this is actually going. I don't know exactly how far you're planning to get in the 2 hours tonight. I am definitely can't wait to hear the Ultima weapon battle music, the name of which escapes me.
Yes, it's not the decisive. It's not the decisive battle. That's the normal boss music. It's the fierce battle.
Yeah,
I strongly suspect that's going to be next week for us. I think we'll get to Thamasa today.
Okay, cool.
And then probably call it. Right, because we have this, then we have the banquet, and then we have the boat ride over there, right? So we do have some new music, Dana. If you have stuff to pull up, it's Strago and Realms themes is what we got new today.
I
nice.
do have those.
I've been thinking
and then, of course, if there's anything we want to look over that we'll hear again, obviously.
I'm
I've made the videos.
very
Happy
excited to see what they do with Realms theme, and I have not had it spoiled for me yet. But I'm of the opinion that there are just some incredible arrangements of that piece, kind of extant and out there. And man, it's not often I get to say the bagpipe is really gorgeous, right? But it is, and we'll hear it before the end of the stream today.
So they did go all in with the bagpipes.
I certainly hope so. I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I was thinking about Strago's theme too, especially in terms of the 6 soundtrack is so big, especially compared to 4 and 5, where the cast is so huge and most of the cast has their own themes. And when you come up with something like the Piano Collections track listing, you have to pare it down to 10 or 12 tracks, and I guess the criteria would obviously be what makes a good piano arrangement. And having a piano arrangement with Strago's theme is a choice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's so much auxiliary percussion, yeah.
It's just you think of all the other themes that didn't get represented in that album. It might have had interesting piano arrangements. So that's been on my mind too.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
haven't
or like
played this one.
the theme that plays when you go see the weird old man,
Mm.
Gao's father. Like, that's not gonna piano arrange, because it's just like all toy
Right,
percussion.
no, not at all.
Hilarious.
And whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Prepared the piano quite well for that, maybe.
Maybe the pianist could go whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
I would audition for that role.
Yeah. And you would win that job. I guarantee it. Oh my gosh, we had a tier 1 sub gifted, you guys.
Aww.
Amazing.
Thanks, Ocean Bike.
Good
That's
fight.
amazing. Thank you.
That's a good name, too.
Yeah, that is a wonderful name. Very
Ocean Bike,
evocative.
Ocean Bike is my sister.
Ah,
Nice. Welcome.
So, Highland Small Pipe. I'm not versed in bagpipes or, like, that type of wind instrument whatsoever. Are we're talking about the,
He could be, like, making things up, and I'd be like, wow, yeah, you're right.
well, I imagine it's like other families of instruments in that there's sort of different sizes with different ranges, but if I'm wrong on that, let me know. Irish card revoked.
I've never held one of those, so we're set.
There's a school here in Ohio that is known for its bagpipe band, and of course they are in the middle of rural Ohio, so they can practice outside in the cornfields. But they offer a pretty big scholarship for folks that play bagpipes to come to study there. College of Worcester, or Cow. They have cow themed everything in their branding. It's cute.
I love it.
Oh, like an indoor version on bellows. That's fun. Don't forget to tip. The cows, you mean?
Yes. I am laughing at myself.
I figured. Oh, we have a video here. Is this a Highland Small Pipes?
How dare you send a video when we're watching video?
Oh, it's Yasunori Mitsuda.
Nice, thank you, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up to
I'm small babe.
for the watches.
I'd mentioned it briefly, by the way, but I remain extremely disappointed in the Chrono Cross port for PC. I'm sure the fans will fix it soon, but gosh, it's terrible.
I've heard that. Yeah. Has the Switch one been any different, or is it?
It's the Switch is the same. Digital Foundry was making fun of it. It runs at like 10 frames a second, slower than the PlayStation original does. What do you all make of the rumor that Final Fantasy IX is getting a full-on 3D remake?
What? Why?
That's a
I'm
bit-
intrigued, but I mean that was the game I hadn't played until we streamed it, so that was my first time encountering it. I liked the music in it a lot, so that would be my main thing. Like with these, I'm less excited by the fact the game exists again, and more like, oh, I want to see what they do with the music.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Disc 3 is a sloppy mess.
See, I actually think I'm going to politely disagree with Patrick here. I think that all of Final Fantasy IX is perfection with one exception, and that one exception is the last boss is a weird random character you've never met, never heard of, never seen. There's no context whatsoever. It just comes in and says, everybody deserves to die. I am death. I will kill you. And then you're like, no, and the game ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just make new games. Yeah. I'm in a weird place with media just being so. Oh,
Ooh.
this track again. We could look at this one. It's been a while.
I had not heard this one.
Ah, I like this one.
Yeah.
Let's save this one for the end of the world, though. Because it
Okay.
plays there.
Oh, yeah, on the continent, you mean?
Yes.
I think I actually set it to the floating continent. No, did I? Let me find it. If I can remember what this is even called.
If we change disc
Metamorphosis.
3, and then I'll leave FF9 aside for now. If we change disc 3, the number one thing that we need to change is there's a set of 4 dungeons. The party splits into 4 groups of 2 at some point, and you revisit all of the Final Fantasy 1 dungeons in FF9, except that you only actually do one of them, and your teammates do the other ones off camera. Let's give us all of those, with all of those pairings.
Julianne and I were both drumming at that moment.
Can you tell that neither of us really plays drums?
Easily.
Contrary Motion, are you writing in the Uematsu collection? And if not, tell us what book you are publishing that chapter in so we can go get it.
Right.
The third Remos collection.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, make sure to promote heavily. Who knows? You might end up on my stream.
That's right. If anybody has not been watching, Dana has started streaming.
One.
Well, but people need to know, right? Dana streams Fridays at 2 o'clock and does Ludomusicology book reading club. So she has people read various things. Tomorrow it's one of Michael Austin's things. I forget which.
Yeah, it's his music games chapter from the new Cambridge Companion.
Nice.
Which is interesting because he released an edited collection a bunch of years ago on music games. So I see this as sort of like him continuing to percolate on the concept of like what is a music game even. So it's gonna be a fun one.
Repeat.
Like, just a good track.
Yeah, and Contrary Motion, the hope here is that like there's summary, there's discussion of what's in the chapters, and it, so that maybe even if you don't have access, you also have some networking where you might be able to get access to certain things. I won't.
Yeah, if you
officially
ever
promote.
need anything, just
Yeah.
email.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not like
hit
I'll
up the
stream all the
DMs if you
activity,
need
but-
things. And that goes for basically
Yeah.
anybody here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously. Anytime.
absolutely.
Need PDFs? I'll interlibrary loan stuff for people. Just
Yeah,
ask.
I would too if I.
I won't. Don't ask me.
Yeah,
No, I will. I will.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're generally very happy to make sure folks get access. But also the idea is like the streams being archived to serve as like a nice resource of just like here's basically what this is about, and then if somebody is like, oh, that might be useful, then they can figure out how to get the real version.
For Andrew Powell, I think that this has to predate Twister, doesn't it?
I think by about
Yeah.
a year.
Okay.
It inspired Twister actually.
Right.
Twister.
Little known fact.
Twister is part of the Final Fantasy VI universe.
It is.
Twister
Actually.
came out at 1996.
I like the theory.
Yeah, anytime.
My friends have. I have some friends that have an in-joke about Twister where somebody was like complimenting one of the others on like her outfit or how she looked or something, and she goes, "Oh, I look like Helen Hunt in Twister," and the other one goes, "She looked good in that movie," and she's like, "She did look good." So now every time that movie comes up, we just go, "She did look good." Shout out to Cece and Kristen.
This is one of the few places, by the way, in the entire game where you absolutely cannot come back here. So you have to make sure you get everything. Specifically, the two things you need to get here are the Kazakiri, which is the Tempest sword in the Super Nintendo game, and then the Ultima Weapon sword. Everything else is kind of
Atma weapon.
whatever. All right. Go back through here. It's fascinating to me. This is supposed to be like a heavily fortified Imperial base. There's nobody ever here. There's a locked room that we can't get into quite yet. That's it.
Understaffing.
I always got the sense that it's because like things are going down elsewhere, and like that it's meant to be kind of like a creepy like, wait, why is there nobody here?
Oh, maybe. I think on the way back, that's true. Oh, yes, that's true. If you fly there before the game directs you there, it is full of people. That's correct. Similarly, we're not going to go there right now, but if you visit Thamasa in the airship before you go to the sealed cave, like, the town exists there, but the shops are all closed, you can't do anything, and the innkeeper's like, sure, you can stay for 50,000. Get out.
Yeah.
Right, I remember that, because they don't like outsiders.
Yeah,
Right.
and all the NPCs basically just tell you they won't talk to you.
Right.
And here we have...
This is so Jesus Christ
again.
Superstar. I'm so interested. I'm like so damn it.
I can't unhear it.
Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, can't unhear it.
Yeah. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Final Fantasy VI.
Oh man, now I really can't unhear it.
I think it's the way this is also extra orchestrated too in this version. With
Yeah, the strings
Yeah.
with that like intense
the
electric guitar.
Yeah. Jesus! Oh man, I love it.
This is like total Pharisee music.
It really is. What does this remind me of?
There was a summer where I saw 2 different productions of Jesus Christ Superstar, both by community theaters.
That's
I've
the
never
one I
seen a professional
hated.
version, but I
Huh.
saw 2 in one summer,
Yeah.
and one of them
That's
was like,
kind.
one of them was very normal,
Oh, this part's
and one of
crazy.
them, oh here we have Unforgiven, your favorite, Julianne.
My
know.
high school did Jesus Christ Superstar my senior year.
Oh wow.
And it's kind of a racy show for a high school to do,
Yeah.
but that didn't stop us. I went to one of those, like, I described my high school experience as being on Glee, the television show, except worse. I remember
What's worse than Glee?
one woman in my class, her name was Nicole, that she had a hurt ankle, was a cheerleader, was supposed to be like Judas's lead soul dancer, and had this solo doing a standing backflip and landing the move. And I looked at her, I was like stagehand when I wasn't in the choir behind, for all like the big numbers, and I was like, you can't do that today. And she was like, look, everybody says I have to, and she did that backflip and shattered her ankle for everybody before falling off the stage back to me.
It's like
God.
Olympics vibes right there.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of?
Very struck?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. I mean, but thank you, but no, thank you.
Right.
Great. That's not necessary.
So many cool characters
Yeah.
to use.
Toxic fan
Alas.
culture.
We've done Setzers. Oh, we were gonna wait to do the airship and maybe contrast with the other. Right?
This is pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've got it, but we'll save it until the paired theme later.
Okay.
But if we wanted to take a second and do either of Metamorphosis or Unforgiven again, we could. But I don't. That's also I don't really care. If Carrie wants to see absolutely anything, since I've transcribed most of the score.
Right.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
Miranda. I don't want to be here. Hold on.
They have dog fighting. Jesus.
That's how you know things are good and bleak.
Yeah.
My friend wrote her back. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, the injured soldier in
Yep.
Mobliz. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Had you posted the letter for him?
Yes, I did.
Is that why she has that dialogue? Yeah.
Yep. So now I'll have to go again.
I find it really surprising to see these were public high schools that did Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yep.
Huh. I mean, I guess I've seen high school versions of like Godspell.
No, our high school was like essentially dancers in their underwear. Like
It's like when a high
racy
school
content
in
was not an
Chicago.
issue for us.
Like I always feel like Chicago's a weird show to do with high schoolers.
That's a lot of murdering.
A lot of shows.
Well, and sometimes like Cell Block Tango, sometimes the costuming for that gets really like folks
Yeah.
everywhere. Depending, I've seen some things where I'm like, ooh. But yeah, there was the two in one summer. The one was like biblical times, very normal. The second one decided to make Rome a futuristic police state, and everybody had like sci-fi costumes.
Wow.
Love
And
it.
it was really weird.
Cool.
That is a choice.
Yeah, I remember the Pharisees had these like weird, like kind of like old ruffs, you know, that like go up behind your head, like Elizabethan style, but they were like metal and like futuristic-y looking sculptures coming out of the back of the neck.
Oh, huh. I did not know there was a Chocobo site there. At the same time, it's 3 fights, like, and I underlevel myself generally anyway, as Dana knows. So
Might as well.
we're doing fine. I'm gonna save twice here. Shoutouts to Sigma Beta for saving twice.
It's gonna be Emperor Gestal in here, right?
It should be, yes. Yep.
Is this a bad bell, Karen?
Bad bell. Bad bell.
Tubular
Sure.
bell? Got that.
Did we do the Chocobo theme yet? Here?
Yes, it's
I
bad.
really.
I haven't finished a transcription of it because it's just so electronic music-y that it's been kind of a pain in the butt.
I might not have been on.
We also haven't done it yet, I don't think.
We have looked at it. I don't know if we've done the transcription, but we've heard it on the
I don't
stream.
remember.
No, because
I don't think I
that's
was
one
on.
that was kind of like a stretch goal for me, and I just haven't really had the chutzpah to finish it.
I agree with Patrick here. This is one of the game's great design ideas that like other games could have learned from and chose not to. I was having a lot of conversation about that today. The Last Express by Jordan Mechner is one of those games that could have learned so much. And then in like the year 2001, we decided that adventure games were done. So we don't need to learn anything from that. And similarly, the other big Jordan Mechner game that we should have learned a lot from and did not is Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. It's just an exercise in narrative excellence. And then in the sequel, it's like, let's add breasts. That's what this was missing. That's what this game needed.
It's so nice that you get this moment of like kind of meeting some of the troops and getting like individual stories and sort of recognizing like, yeah, these things are like these big mechanisms, but it doesn't mean like every single person in the Empire is evil, right?
Right.
So it ends up being a really nice contrast to some of the stuff that happens later. Oh, that like lion's roar moment is my favorite part of this track.
Yeah, it's very
I'm
good.
gonna say it every time.
It's great. Will haunt me forever.
Just amazing.
The FF7 remake on the whole is a tremendous, tremendous event for games. There's never been a remake like that before, I don't think. And I really want there to be more stuff like that.
Well, there will be more of that game specifically.
But this game is a remake in the sense where we have touched up the graphics, we've fixed a couple bugs, and we have redone the soundtrack with what amounts to close to live instrumentation for the whole way through. But we have not reimagined what Final Fantasy VI is or could be. You're getting the product at some level, right? Final Fantasy VII is the first example I can think of the Ocean's 11 phenomenon, where if you've seen the Frank Sinatra film, there's some stuff in common with the George Clooney movie, but it's not the same movie, right? That's two completely separate creative concepts. And that's where we're at with FF7 now. All right, let's move.
And actually, you know, to just promote you for a moment, Ryan, you speak to this really beautifully in your chapter for my book with Lisa about like remakes versus remasters. I don't know if you want to like reprise that argument for us really quick.
In 3 minutes and 49 seconds, I will reprise that argument.
Yeah, oh yeah. I forget you're in the... I didn't look down to see you were in the timed part.
Remix it.
Remix. Remix. That's a community moment. When they do the Glee episode, actually. That must be why that came to mind. Yeah, he's busy getting the Tintinabar. I never knew what that was when I was a kid.
Tintinabar.
Yeah, there's objects in games that I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I love the guy on the bathroom back
I
here.
was gonna say, you gotta go just burst into
I love that he says poo on peace.
What did he originally say?
Not
I
that.
remember, but it was not that.
It wasn't that. That would have been the full quote.
Oh my gosh, that's a screenshot I needed. Tintinabar. It does work.
I'm just curious, as you've been playing through this up to this point, has there been anything in this game or any of the other Pixel remasters that you've thought this would be a really great fan cover, fan remix, but doesn't work in the actual in the game, within the gameplay itself?
There have been a couple of the combat themes in the NES trilogy that we all kind of felt were the Video Games Live concert arrangement versions, but not the in-game versions. I don't remember anything wildly not working in the Super Nintendo trilogy. I'll note that we did not do 5 in full on the stream here.
But I was gonna say we've had the opposite, where we've had things that we've actually liked OC remix versions better than what ended up in this game, like the Shadow theme with Joe Zija's unbelievable whistling that has ruined me for all of their whistle solos.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, Joe's very good.
And if I hadn't heard that one first, I would have really liked the one in this game.
Right.
But then I heard that one, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, for real.
Doesn't compare at all.
Yeah, the question was just kind of on
Hey,
my mind.
I am short 2 soldiers, and I don't like that.
2 minutes, you'll find them. I always had a really set route, and I can't think of what it is right now, but...
I think the last 2 are actually down here.
Counts, but he takes forever.
He does not count, and he takes forever.
I thought he counted.
It's these 3 here, though. 22.
Oh, there you go.
23. I am so tough I will kill you in 1 blow. Get out of here. 2 blows.
Yeah, Carrie, what's your answer to your own question?
I don't know about this one. I feel like that's come up a few times in 4, which is the one that I played straight through. It's like I do enjoy what they were doing with the battle music in that one, but not sure it's an in-game battle music thing. But I was curious about it because
some of us, and Julianne, did not like the hard mariachi turn in 4.
Some of us thought that was how it was always meant to sound.
I always thought it was so cool there was toilets in this game. Like, I just thought that was like the pinnacle of game design. Because it made me rethink all other games. I'm like, you know what? There's never a toilet.
Look, Animal Crossing, you have an array. You have a veritable array of toilets. And you have the toilet line.
Board.
I didn't have toilets.
You could always play, around this time, you could have played Duke Nukem 3D and, like, kicked open a urinal and drank out of it, right? Like...
Ugh.
You could. That's a
As a toilet.
It is a choice.
Yikes.
Yikes.
The toilets are functional in Animal Crossing. You can use them.
It's true.
Yes, but this was back in '94.
Right, we are done now, by the way.
Game design.
There are 24 soldiers. We've talked to them all. And that is 24 of our 100 points on the good behavior exam.
Julianne, are you still privated on Twitter?
No.
So if I tagged you in that would be a bad thing.
Are we talking which one? Who?
This game has toilets. That's the pinnacle of game design.
No, absolutely tag me. I do not care. That's fine. It's not like That's Twitter appropriate.
That's about the best thing to be on Twitter these days.
That I agree. Madison has it right. That's what we need. A Can You Pet the Dog Twitter account, but it is, are there workable toilets in this space?
Yes! Oh, that is good. I like that. I will happily contribute.
This has been extended in 7 when you have to crawl through the.
Oh, there's already one.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know I said it before, but I love the pizzicato
Yeah, the ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
with the arco strings at the same time. I love that effect.
Nice. All right, here we go.
Just gives it more.
Here's our big banquet moment.
And the return
I
theme came
love this sequence.
This was always so cool.
I love that it matters
So-
for the gameplay. That it's not, you can't just click your way through it if you want everything. And I feel like this is
Yeah,
one of
decorum
2
matters.
sequences they do on the Super Nintendo like this. This sequence here feels kind of like the draft version of what becomes the trial in Chrono Trigger, where they really pin this to the wall.
Yeah.
I feel like I had a question on this. Oh, so we sort of talked about how weird this theme is for the returners.
Yes.
Given how you encounter them basically living in a cave initially and how they're the scrappy underdogs, and then it sounds more, you know, like officially martial. Like it sounds more like an Imperial theme in a way. Do we think that's because it's used in this scene?
I think
Like,
it was
is
scored for
almost like
this and then
prefiguring that, or
retrofitted.
maybe it was written for this and then we used it again early.
I think so. It's true, the results here do get you a lot more stuff than the trial does. The trial feels like a better moral victory if you actually do everything correctly and get found innocent and then go to jail anyway.
You still get thrown in jail, yeah.
That's right. So, we will toast to our homelands because it's neutral. That way we don't favor either party.
Yeah, you know all the right answers. I would assume.
There's always a 1 point, 3 point, and 5 point answer.
So we got like a turkey and... Is that just like a bunch of salad?
I feel like it's lobster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably lobster.
Things I never paid attention to. I mean, the turkey is obvious, but yeah, I don't think I saw it as lobster until just now. I was today years old. Oh my god.
Patrick.
Ew. Even I think that's gross. I think pinch a loaf is like one of the I just think that's
That's just a phrase.
so...
Or is it just a number 1 situation?
Alright, Celis is one of us. She is not a spy. Kefka is just lying to us, that's right.
4 is bad.
And now we have to ask each of these questions because you know what politicians love being asked. More questions. If you repeat a question, by the way, it's like minus 15 points. You're just out of luck.
Wow.
Whoa. Didn't know that. Tense. that low tuba moment. So good.
That fan cover question was on my mind because I knew we were coming up here. Because I remember when the OC Remix Balance and Ruin album came out, somebody had posted on one of their, I guess their Facebook page or something that because the version of that in that album, of this in that album is very like drum and bass heavy dance.
Yeah,
thing.
it's
And
like an EDM techno track.
Yeah, but and then somebody didn't, I guess, maybe wasn't had a different perception of what the album should have been and said I can't imagine this playing in that scene in the game, and the community admins had to kind of say, well, that's not really what the album is about. It's more about reimagining So, I mean, there's always been, I guess for me, a distinction between covers that are meant to just sort of take the thing and make it something new and versus something that should actually be in a version of the game. So I think this is working really well, personally.
I think this works here very well, yeah. I can tell you from first-hand experience that that album was made on various amounts of vodka and tacos, and was not intended as a replacement for the soundtrack here.
Yeah, Piccolo did really go off there at the end. Absolutely.
All right, we have to take a break so that we can go fight the people at the table. That is, of course, what you do to be polite at dinner.
Tacos.
I like Todka.
Vodka.
Of course, you know, if you go to Japan and you order a taco, you're going to get octopus.
So, shout out to Andrew Lohr's Oe at Overclocked Remix, who was kind of the producer of the track that I'm on, the Nightmare Oath, where I play Prince Rawls on the Overclocked Remix recording. And he had introduced me to horchata that weekend, which was a life-changing drink.
Oh, horchata.
Oh man, next time any of you
horchata.
are able to visit me here,
Yeah.
we discovered it's a local like Mexican grocery store, but they have a taqueria in the grocery store. And it's
Nice.
just like just walk up to a counter and get the taco kind of, but unbelievable. That was like the craving I had while I was pregnant, was like, oh my gosh, we need these tacos. And they're very inexpensive, which is excellent. And they have amazing horchata.
Nice.
Sounds great.
So,
Promise.
I have a little bit of an unrealistic thing here. We've already seen the Emperor murder Terra's mom in this sequence. And there are some things politically that you can walk back from. War, in many ways, is one of those things. It turns out that many rich people who find ways to end war through negotiation continue to rule throughout history. We can point to examples. You don't murder a person's mom in cold blood and walk it back, right?
She doesn't necessarily know that, though, right?
No, that's correct. She doesn't know it. And I strongly suspect that none of these four know that. And if they did, they would be a little more suspect about what is coming next for our cast. And he is a rock.
No.
Yes, he is.
No, don't eat me.
I like the callback line for bringing Sabin here. I think Cyan has one as well,
No.
but I don't have him along for the dinner.
That's General Leo, yeah. Good old General Leo. We like him. We stan. Oh, that tuba every time. It's so good.
It is very good.
But in a way that is still humorous. It like still catches me as being like just the cheapest tuba-iest sound.
It's not like there's a lot of tuba in the part coming up to this, so it's not really foreshadowed. I mean, as much as it's a big brass arrangement, it's not. That particular part is not. There's nothing to say this is coming.
Right.
You can just see the tuba player being like, this is my moment. Here we go. General, what is my color palette, Leo? Yeah, he's very...
After generator on red.
Oh, let's see if I did it right here. All troops withdrawn from
did
South
not
Figaro.
know when I was a kid that he
Good.
was meant to read as
Me
non-white.
neither. Me neither.
That really, really threw me.
Forces withdrawn from Doma. So, contrary motion is messing with us. What you can do to bring Leo into your party in the Super Nintendo version on the cartridge is have a save where Bannon is in the party, and then play continuously without resting, sleeping, or stopping until Leo shows up in your party. then die, and then continue. And because all of the temporary characters share one spot, Leo will be forced into your party at that point.
Whoa, and you can just continue with him?
Yeah.
Until the next time the temporary character gets removed from your party, yes.
Whoa.
You're talking about like a 17-hour commitment
Oh, yeah.
on a cartridge
Get one of those
to do
turbo
this.
controllers and sit on the Elite River and just circle, I guess, right? That would be how you would do that?
Swag
No, you have to
fam.
play through the entire plot of the game in one sitting. From Bannon's Raft all the way to where Leo is about to
I
die.
meant for the part where you're waiting to get Leo, because you said you have to have Bannon in your party, so you would just be doing that on the Elite River, right? Hi, Swag Fan.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Swag
We're
Fam
so happy
friends.
to have you.
Eyeballs.
Extremely specific, Leo. Yeah.
That's right.
Just something about, like, the blue in Leo's outfit and Edgar. It's just, like, very jarring to me.
Hello.
The
Yeah.
green for Leo and the green for Edgar used to match. Oh no, I got the charm bangle, whoever just popped in, right?
Yeah, the
Because of
like
your
aqua or whatever.
impeccable behavior at dinner, you get the ward bangle now.
Yeah, they just changed the name.
Yeah, I've got it though.
I don't know that I'm okay with it, but it exists.
Right, I have it. That's what we need to
I
know.
reject that.
You're like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
You changed the name. Have it back.
Oh, except I do not want the ultimate weapon. I want this and that and that. Okay. We have to go visit the airship before we go to Albrook, both because Patrick requested that we do.
Ooh.
Julianne and I both did
Sorry.
the roar, although you were yawning.
Well, I think the roar made me yawn. Like, honestly, I think it was contagious.
Would you all prefer bracelet to bangle? Oh, I thought it was you. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a 50s TV dad.
Ward bangle.
Yeah.
You have to move. Move, Stan.
The bangles.
Uncle Bangle Bangle. Okay, all this stuff is so funny because I'm so tired and not drinking. Which is what makes everything funnier for some reason.
Fair enough. I'll be right back.
The sobriety of it all.
It's so nice.
Oh man,
to see
I
the
don't have
Swag
any
fam here.
alcohol right now, and
Their emotes
use
are
it.
just so colorful on our chat.
all the Swag Fam people are the best. If anybody
That's
does
true.
not watch
I know.
their content regularly or hang out at their Discord, seriously, they're the most uplifting, most positive group of people anywhere around. Just been an absolute delight to get to know some of them over the course of the pandemic.
Also, if anybody has any requests, since we don't have a lot of new music this week, if anybody wants to see any of the transcriptions of basically anything, we can do that, because we don't have a lot of new music this week.
That's right.
Sorry, Carrie. What a terrible week to have you. Let's not pull up any transcriptions.
No,
A
we
lot of
get
it's
to,
actually new to me because I've caught some of your streams and I've watched a bit of Lauren the Floof's been streaming the whole thing.
yep.
I do want to play through it myself. I think the next Pixel remaster I want to do is actually 3, because I've not played the 2D version of 3 myself. But I'm sort of waiting a bit until I play this one. So a lot of this is actually new to me, the ones we're hearing tonight. So
Yeah.
Yay, good.
Yeah, so if there's any of those you want to go back and look at the original, we can easily do that. I have pretty much everything we've heard so far. I didn't do Chocobo because that's been kind of on my maybe list, but I have most of this game done at this point.
I want to point out that little lizard thing is for sure not a chicken.
yeah.
I
Right?
mean, dinosaurs. I don't know.
That chicken is.
What I do want to do is visit the airship again. Let's see why we are here. Well, first we're here to unequip everybody and heal.
Bubble tea cocktail. That sounds delightful.
There was one playthrough where I learned that if you confuse those chicken things, they will cast Quake and take themselves out, but also you.
Yes,
So
that's correct.
Oh wow.
That was not a fun discovery. So
No.
Yeah.
we're to the wise there. Don't do that.
War chicken.
Actually, one of the early things that Gao can do is,
chicken liver.
you buy the Gaia gear in Thamasa and then assign that particular rage to Gao, and he'll cast Quake every round forever.
Huh.
Alright, so I've been asked to visit the airship. Here's the scene here. There's a Sid as engineer sequence that you can miss.
Yeah. It's nice. Hello, trombones. I don't think we've listened to it this far, because I don't remember the trombone melody. Oh, and then it goes up to the high strings.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, let's
That's
see
good.
We could really speed this baby up if we axe the casino.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Setser's like, how dare you?
Right.
it. Not open to this. Priorities.
Would have been at least twice as fast, too. Maybe 3 times.
Setser is not having this in his house.
Right.
Tara looks worried. Look at that little eyebrow on it. It's like, oh.
The 1 pixel. I just love it.
I know, it's just like so expressive, and it's just a simple little slant at the top of the eye.
Yep. And this
wanted to make
actually,
this the fastest
viewing
in the
this
world. Wow.
scene pays a lot of dividends later, and it is very easy to miss.
Yeah, it
Foreshadowing.
was always my dream. Oh wow! I love when folks have had moments of I've never seen this before.
Epitaph is one of the best tracks in the original, for sure.
Yeah, that's the main reason we haven't looked at my transcription of this one, is we're going to do them together when that comes up. Hi, Brohanus.
Oh, I could have told you it was a missing semicolon if you would have just asked. I just wouldn't have been able to tell you where it was.
When is it not a missing? Whenever it's not a missing semicolon, it's like, oh god, what the hell could? Oh, okay.
Yeah, extra comma is also very popular.
Anyway, it's a really stellar sequence. Everybody should come back to the airship once and see it before you go sailing off again. Oh wait, that was the guy I needed to talk to.
Yeah, it's amazing. After so many years, the new discoveries in a game like this, like discovering that you could fail to catch enough fish to save the old man later on.
Right.
And that they were bad fish as well.
There are a lot of different kinds of fish. I guess I was too good at fishing as a kid. I never saw that scene until we streamed this originally. I was like...
And I don't think Dana was actually prepared for the...
I wasn't. It really got to me. Yeah, I always succeeded in getting the good fish. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, once I saw I could catch a bad fish, I'm like, well, I have to get the good ones, right? So, like... And I was relentless.
Yeah.
So, I always succeeded.
How close is Tara to pulling this off here? Okay, reasonably.
You look at how fast they swim.
Yeah.
Who told me there's a chocobo in the neck?
And then
here?
you go into your menu and you look under special items and it'll tell you how good the fish is. And you can replace it with whatever the most recent one you've caught is. So you don't have to give them the bad fish if you catch a bad fish. You just, like, leave and go back. Anyway,
Right.
it's
Alright.
diligence, but I felt like she owed that.
Lit War Chicken comes from the Game Boy Advance, as does most of the names here.
Oh, thank you.
Game Boy Advance was a stupid console.
Wow.
Don't hold back.
Just a reminder, Julianne is not drinking right now.
I tried to take Patrick's advice. Patrick's advice was wrong. There it is. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, we're gonna hear it. Oh, we're gonna hear it.
Okay, before we hear the Chocobo music, I have to say this town theme does everything right
Yeah.
with this. the new woodwind stuff is just... And I could just sit here and listen to this until 11 o'clock. It's very good.
And we had Lauren, the flute, with us when we heard this track, so we got to get flute takes on it.
Her take was also, yeah, well done. Good job.
It's a relatively low flute.
Yeah. It's a low flute.
Low flute.
All right, here we go.
Low flute. Yes. No.
Not into it.
Wow.
They should have just kept the original, which was already bizarre.
Yeah.
This is cute.
80s infomercial to Chocobo.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
It's bad. It's not good. ShamWow to Chocobo.
I like that. That's great.
While we're in Mode 7 mode, I have to say, Mode 7 mode in the remake sucks. Everything about this is bad.
What is happening right now?
Alright, we're gonna be done riding the Chocobo now.
This is bizarre.
Okay.
Why did we break Julian?
Waiting was worth it. I liked getting a good snort into the microphone. A+ from Julianne.
Alright, I feel like I need alcohol after this one.
My leg fell over.
Lenny, do you wanna clip that for everybody for posterity?
No.
It goes back, what, 30 seconds?
I think a minute.
Can we listen to the original? Oh, okay.
We actually get in an important new theme here that I hope Dana has transcribed. I'm pretty sure she does. Do you have...
Hold on, I'm clipping.
Oh, yes, okay. Yes, Patrick is right. We get Celis's theme here. Actually, nothing there yet. I want to buy a lot of stuff in Thamasa.
That's funny. All right, I will edit that at some point. All right, what? Oh, I know what new track is coming up. Okay.
Celis's theme is coming up.
Do we want to at least start the aria with it? Like, do that first and then do hers? Just to kind of get it in our ear?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
And because when I try to do it in elegant ways, the computer tends to crash lately, Dana, I'm just going to have you screen share on Discord, and I'm going to paste it right over this. I'm not going to do a new scene. I'm not going to switch anything. I'm just going to...
Do you have to, like, mute that or anything?
I'll mute FF6 and then put your stuff over it.
Huh, alright. Works for me. And this opens in the same window, so I can just switch it to the next one.
Ooh, Uematsu's...
It did have Aria vibes.
So, here's the thing, Xendi. None of us like to talk about what is the best, because then we have to define what the best means with some specificity. And each of us is going to do that differently because we're different people. That said...
The disclaimer's out of the way. Yeah.
Disclaimers out of the way. All the cards on the table. There are not one whole soundtrack, but there's 5 tracks that I absolutely love. from the early games with Uematsu. I'm too much in love with 14 right now to be objective about those anthems. Answers is tremendous, and it's used tremendously. But of the first 9 or 10 games, I think Battle on the Big Bridge from Final Fantasy V is up there for the best of the fight themes. I think that the whole opera sequence here is a triumph for all sorts of reasons, but if I have to pick only one track or one paired track, it's Epitaph and Setzer's theme for me from this game. And I also like kind of, maybe it's just because it's the instrument I play, I love The Place I'll Return to Someday from Final Fantasy IX. Is the other track that I have commonly said is among the best.
I liked the flamenco one in 9 quite a bit.
Yes, also a tremendous sequence.
But yeah, for this game, I always feel weird because like that Epitaph sequence is good, but like I was never really drawn to Setzer's character, and so like that moment didn't hit all that hard for me. But I think it's beautiful, but it's just like not one of the ones I went to in this game. So anyway, do we want to switch over? Oh wait, did you stay in the inn?
I'm about to go to the inn.
Oh, okay.
The Place I'll Return to Someday, Lenny, is the opening. Da 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 da. Yeah, it's the opening title screen.
I think that's a really great point in chat about. So just Forever Rachel, I noticed even before I played the game, was always really well represented on things like the fan sheet music websites and things like that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought that storyline hooked me a lot more than, I guess, because Setzer is portrayed as kind of like a superficial playboy type, whereas Locke is at least trying to be the hero, you know. So like his story, it's just so sad too.
Yes. And let's actually, I'm going to mute the Final Fantasy VI stream and go back to Discord, Dana. It looks like you're streaming now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to mute this for everybody. Hey, Sigma Beta, for you to ruin. All right, let's add... Actually, yes, I'll do it here. All right, I'm going to switch scenes because it's pre-programmed already. That's very nice. Let me turn this up. And Dana, go ahead. Let's make sure we can hear it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to start the aria just so we have a sense.
Do we switch on Discord? Yes, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes, you
And
switch on Discord
I'll
yourself.
jump to when she sings. There we go. Oh, I forgot that goes twice.
You're not sorry.
I'm so sober. I'm too sober.
And just a reminder, obviously I have Japanese transliterated and not, and then the English lyrics are from the Distant Worlds translation. That's the harp arpeggio that I did not have time to notate. Right, okay, so we got our like beautiful orchestra moment, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Those Distant Worlds lyrics, incidentally, if they're not exactly what gets sung in the Pixel Remaster, they are certainly the model for it.
I think they were. I think when we looked at it, it was.
Yeah.
So. Cool. So here is... notice I used the same backdrop. Except I don't have her in it.
God bless you.
In her opera costume. But anyway, this is her theme. You get this beautiful little harp thing in the beginning. We get the theme in Celesta. Or
Thank God.
some kind of Celesta-y thing.
It's a music box timbre.
Oh, yeah.
It's Celeste because it's Celeste. Ryan.
No, it's a music box because we're nostalgic and sad.
You're right.
I like the words. The words.
I must have picked Celesta because they don't have a music box in my notation software.
At the darkness, you star.
Beautiful.
That was amazing.
I know only the SNES lyrics.
Yeah, that you just like jam into fitting the rhythm any way you can.
Only you, my chosen.
I do love that little flat turn
Yeah.
before it loops back. Cool, so there it is.
All right, back to us. Boop, there we go. And unmute.
Oh, you full screened it. That looked nice. I didn't have the. It was covering up my Twitch window.
Oh, yes, I did.
It looks nice.
All right, we'll stay at the inn here. I am really excited to hear what they've done with this one.
What?
Me too.
I don't get. What was being mispronounced? Okay, I'll shut up. Natalie Imbruglia.
That piccolo.
Woo!
Interesting to not have that music boxy thing.
The flute here connects the theme in terms of orchestration strongly to Lena from Final Fantasy V. I don't like that. And I did like it connecting Lena and Arya from 3 and 5. But, all of you are wildly immature and don't deserve to be here.
We're having an emotional moment here, Julianne.
I'm not singing.
Oh, hello, violin. Like
I love the string
little.
addition.
Sleigh bells.
Christmas.
Right?
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay. That was unexpected.
That brass entrance gives us something of this, like, sublime moment, and I don't like the way that's going to be timed the next time we hear this piece. Because I don't like the idea of celebrating that particular thing. And that brass entrance is going to do that.
I read it right here as a nod to her past with the Empire. The brass being imperial.
Yeah, having been so prominent in the banquet and
It still supplies a certain amount of her character that she needs to not have in order to actually reach the level of despair that she does a couple hours from now.
Well, yeah.
It works very beautifully for this scene here.
It's like that's so weird. I love this little harp run here. Because I was going to say, in the very intro, I didn't think that triplet harp figure was quite prominent enough. So I like that they brought it out right there. Yeah, so they made some different choices, but overall, I like this one, at least for right now.
I like it a lot for this sequence. I do not like it at all
Jeez.
for where it's coming up.
Ew. Jesus.
So here's the thing, Locke's character does kind of come off that way, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Like he'd be an incel if he didn't have so much to do in the world.
Oh.
So I remember something on
Jealous.
GameFAQs from way back in the day. There was once somebody, you know how GameFAQs forums used to be like a social space before normal
Yeah.
social spaces existed on the internet? Somebody was like, which Final Fantasy VI character would you be? And all of us are like 12, right? And someone was like, oh, I would definitely want to be Locke. I mean, he's whiny and annoying and has no talents, but he probably gets to sleep with Celis in the movie at some point.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
And he was like, I'd be happy to trade whiny and no talent and useless for that.
Oh, man. Who was it on stream that said he had Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibe? Because all the women around him are like so much more badass, and he's just kind of here.
Yes.
I don't
Big
remember who that
vibes
was,
for
but
that.
Credit.
Yeah, I like it.
But even Xander gets to be with Anya, who's beautiful, so it's not all bad for Xander.
Babe, it's basically me or Edgar.
Wow. I mean,
Edgar's
I imagine
flirtiness
the dating
saves the
scene-
lives of everybody here. Right? That is...
We know the dating scene gets a little rough in the dark world, so
Yeah.
There's plenty of fish in the sea. So, some of them are poison.
we're at sea right now. Told us it was a bear.
I like that this
Oh,
conversation
man.
about love and emotional maturity, which is really poignant in the original game, is going to get a sex saxophone solo. All right.
Piano came to discipline it, though.
Yeah, sometimes the redone tracks here work better in one scene than another.
Yeah.
Like when they reuse the track somewhere else, it's a little bit like, oh, this was more written with that one in mind.
Yeah. It worked the first
Yeah.
time. And then...
Also, Lenny, that's amazing.
Functions effort. Do you teach middle school? Because that would be even better. Not on purpose. How does one unintentionally use that much saxophone? I feel like that's not something you undertake lately. Oh, okay, 12. Yeah, that works.
Leo's
Have there been
confession. Oh, sorry, Carrie, go ahead.
I was just going to ask whether there have been any instances where they have, in fact, used a different version for a different scene. That that would have been the same track in the original, where they've changed it.
Not
we've
thus
seen so
far.
Yeah. I'm just guessing because they would technically have the means to do that now, but I guess maybe
Yeah.
That's right.
haven't.
I
Or
think
if they
that would
had, like, an
stray.
extended, like, second loop or something, they could just use one of them, or
Right.
I think in some ways that would stray outside what their scope for these projects is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because they're not really trying to make creative decisions per se. I mean, academically, we could argue that, like, if you've played the FF1 Pixel Remaster, the additions to the town theme, that actually it reaches a cadence now, or Matoya's Caves recorder verse, those are creative decisions. But the game programming is still functioning the exact same ways.
Right. Okay.
This conversation, by the way, is one of the moments where the new translation gets to come out of some, like, hidden meaning because it was censored before. Right? Here, Leo is point blank saying, I watched you get tortured. Right? And that wording doesn't exist in the original.
Yeah, and she's like really conflicted, having found out that she's an Esper, and like basically, okay, so if I'm at least half not human, like I haven't fallen in love, like I'm worried that I can't. That's a really powerful storyline for her.
At some point,
Sure,
we're going to
right,
have
for you,
Sebastian
I mean, yeah,
on the
a little
stream,
bit.
by the way. He said he would do it. I just have to figure out when we want to have him on. One of the
Wait, who are we having on?
Sebastian
Sorry.
Deacon, the author of the FF6 boss fight book.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I really like how this conversation ends. And I also like the comedic sequence that follows. I wish one did not undercut the other. That's one of my few critiques about the narrative of this. Just letting us sit with this would have been spectacular. The sideways glance there is
like
kind of
nice
a unique
little fade
sprite.
black instead of this.
Right. Oh, Shadow's stuff is not what I was talking about. It's Locke's stuff in a minute. This one's okay too.
Yeah, this is okay. This is continuation of the same theme.
Yeah.
Projection. Man, I was team never rename the characters from whatever they're presented as.
Oh,
I
not
felt
me.
I felt like that was sacred, and I wasn't allowed to change
Huh.
it.
I was always Edgar when I played this. The king.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know.
good question. Like in this kind of game, like who did you name yourself if you named yourself one of the characters? I was always
Just a
Terra.
lot of options. I didn't really identify with any of them in particular.
I did fix the all caps, yes.
I actually did fix the all caps, but I put it in all caps for like comedic purposes. But no one laughed, so it was fine.
This is a nice exposition for Shadow too, where he talks about like, you know, just remember like not everybody's like me. Like there's
Right.
folks that have chosen to kill their emotions. Like
Right.
that gives you a good sense of like going, oh, I wonder like what happened to Shadow that made him make that choice, since he's clearly talking about himself there.
And we are about to find out, actually.
Celine Dion. Celine and Celeste.
That is chaotic. Only changing one name. Bleh.
Blurg.
They changed his vomit sound in the text. It was like a hug in the original, I'm pretty sure.
I think Blurg is
Wolsey.
just fine.
Woolsey translation.
That's a thing that we can critique.
Well, you know, I talked in my dissertation about Kefka's laugh and how obviously the sound is iconic, but the way that they translate it, there were multiple laugh translations for him throughout the game in the Woolsey.
Yeah.
I listed them all in like a footnote. I mean, it was so needless, but I was amused by it.
What footnotes are for?
Yeah,
Fun.
honestly, if you're not burying Easter eggs in your dissertation footnotes, what are you even doing?
I once found I once gave like a treasure hunt. Well, it was just like if you read this footnote, you get $5 the next time I see you. Because we were doing a workshop and I had to circulate a document, and I made a footnote that says if you read this, say like, email me and I'll give you a $5 bill at the next workshop. And they did. Somebody found it.
Nice.
And I announced it like who won, and everyone else was like, "Oh man."
That's
So,
really funny.
I highly recommend reading footnotes. You never know what you'll find. Sometimes
Free
you'll
money.
win some money.
Yeah.
Oh, the Assassin's Dagger for Shadow. That's good. He's gonna need some relics, though. We need one of those. And he will take that. Okay. I know I said strength doesn't matter at all, but really he has nothing that he can do right now.
Why did I not want myself in there? Well, you probably dodged a bullet, Lenny. Not wanting to put yourself in this game. Seeing as how the world ends.
Lenny was. Oh, I always named a character after Lenny though. When I played, who was it? It was always at all my cousins. Who was Lenny? Oh no, why Umaro.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't remember.
Nice.
That's a good choice for
He
Lenny.
was a baby. I don't know. Oh yeah.
All right. Dana, do you want to do Thamasa very quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured we would get about here, by the way, through the fire thing that's coming up next, and then probably be close to done. But we are
So,
right on pace here. let me go back
This theme,
to...
although it is the town theme, it is officially connected as the leitmotif for Strigo, who lives in the town and is important in the town, so it makes sense. Also, y'all like the background I chose for this one?
Right, yeah, the fire.
I didn't want to use the generic town theme again because this is a unique battle background that only happens in this town. So
right.
I wanted to use it. So anyway, we're all good. Cool.
Yep.
I will play.
Yep.
Look at me notating that percussion.
I had to remove all of my Eddie Izzard references.
Why?
They were unprofessional.
Oh, I liked them though.
I did too.
It is sneaky. Because everyone's sneaking around in this town when you first get there.
That's right.
And we have a lot of chromaticism happening.
I mean, not Music Town, Magic Town. I meant to say.
That little, like, banjo arpeggiation.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just let this one loop, because it's fun? We don't have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, let's go back and hear what they've done with it.
I just love the little, like, organ.
Yes.
It's so cute.
All right, here we go.
This is the grown-up version of the question mark theme.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think I would agree on the electric bass there.
This is the Pink Panther version.
I mean, the rest of it sounds,
Yeah.
like, right?
Yeah. And I think that's why the electric bass stands out so much.
Oh, thank you, Anthony Dennis Music. So, some of them are going to be better than others, depending on how much time I had when I was doing them. And of course, as always, the instruments chosen are approximations at best, at least until I can have Matthew Valente come in and correct all what the original samples were for me. What would be really fun is to do like a critical edition of this. We would never get permission to do this, but do a critical edition of the entire score with my transcriptions, but with Matthew Valente going in, like, having write-ups for every single track of what the sources are. Wouldn't that be, like, a great way to do that?
That'd be baller, yes.
There's no way we'd ever get the permission to do that.
No.
I can't imagine, but that would be really fun. Yeah, other than the timbre of the electric bass being not what I was expecting, almost everything else is exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
Very faithful. I mean, there was electric bass in the original, but the timbre was just different. It almost sounds like it's an octave lower, but I don't think that's true. It's just reading, like, really low to me. It might be. It might be, actually. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. The clef I used is octave down. Okay, never mind. It's the right octave. It just sounds different. Yeah, for all the, the moments where I'm like, oh, there's kind of like the mandolin-y, banjo-y moment in a lot of these tracks that we found out was the Greek lute What did Matthew tell us that was?
Oh yeah.
I'd have to go back and look.
That has like an R in it or something.
Yay, Strago.
Is it Bouzouki? Bouzouki? I'm not. I don't speak Korean.
Yeah.
Like,
Bouzuki. Bouzouki.
Hey,
Yeah, that surprisingly.
Dana, do you want to cut and do the other piece very quickly?
Oh yeah, what is it? Oh, Realm.
It's Realm's theme.
Let me just pull it up. But yeah, it was surprising how much Bouzouki there was. But in this track, it was very clearly not that. It was very clearly banjo. So, one place where I'm like, oh, that actually was. Okay, so for Realm, I picked the background with the painting, which of course is black because there would be sprite work over that. But here's Realm's theme. Good to go?
Yep.
Cool. The innocent theme, because she's 10.
She's anime 10, though.
Look at what a flat key this is, though. That
God.
struck me. Like, for being deceptively simple, it's like a very, like, warm...
I love this sampled timbre for this.
I love that.
Yep. There's no other sound like this on the entirety of the Super Nintendo.
It has like town theme vibes and how stepwise and like with the consonant strings. But it also has more like emotion and pathos.
I always thought like parts of the melody also seem reminiscent of what later comes back in Eyes on Me in Final Fantasy VIII. A little bit. That part we just heard there.
Yeah,
But
da, 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 da.
Connecting her to Strago here, the banjo accompaniment is in both theirs, and she's his granddaughter. So the way that kind of fades.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of clips on us.
I like that the pitch bend only plays on the second call of the phrase.
It's not the first time that I somehow missed putting in.
Yeah, it's like a short trill or a grace, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a short one.
It's a very vocal approach to that note, is what it is.
The Tano Village instrument.
Alright, let's see what they do with it in the Pixel Remaster here.
Alright. Can't say I do. Don't know a thing. Not one thing. You have to button press to get...
No, that was automatically timed. I did not button press that. That was huge for me.
You had to press it to get all three to go.
No.
But yeah, there's a lot of that quirkiness in when you talk to the people in this town.
We're just going to sit here a minute and listen.
Irish elevator music.
to begin. Sounds like it's just a straight repeat. It's very mellow, very muted.
Yeah, it's a straight loop.
This would play when you're on hold making a reservation at a day spa.
Yeah.
I hope they would.
Beautiful choice.
So before we move onward, I want to play one more of these.
It's missing a little bit of the like quirkiness that I associate with her character, but they nail the innocence.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with Pete. Like she's got a little bit of bite to her because she's kind of sassy. You know, she's a 10-year-old, but she gives some lip in this.
Right.
She threatens to paint people, which is much more ominous than it sounds.
And she makes jokes that are naughtier than somebody her age should make to try and feel older as well, which is not out of character for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, she's trying to like fit in with all the adults that she's saving the world with.
Right.
She's seen some things.
Okay, let me change what I'm sharing on Discord quickly.
I always liked the awkwardness of like the kind of bagpipey sample, though. As we're saying here, it gives it a little bit of like bite, or like it's kind of awkward, in a way that is fun. Yeah, there's a lot of things like her interactions with Edgar got really censored in the U.S.
Right. This is from the official arranged album for Final Fantasy VI, FF6 Grand Finale.
Oh, maybe it was this that we were talking about that we don't like. Me and Lenny.
Well, let's hear.
Yeah.
It feels a little too slow for me too. Like a little too.
Yeah, it is too slow.
Like everybody's just.
This version haunts my dreams and nightmares.
I don't mind the arrangement, but I feel like you kind of have to like.
It's a little slow,
mix that.
And
you could mix that in different than it ended up. Like I don't think there's a problem with using the bagpipe, but I think it needs to be, softened and in the mix.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I wish this. It's lovely. It works. It could easily go on like a lullaby album for my daughter.
Right. I do wish there was a more unique woodwind timbre for that entrance here, but it's okay. Sprite design-wise, I love the new Realm sprite.
Oh yeah.
She's so pink.
Pink instead of red now, so she doesn't match Strago. But I love the added texturing of the clothing, especially the hat.
Her chat is so saucy tonight.
Stragoo.
Yeah, new Kefka is kind of an eyesore, but it works, but also I don't know that I like it. Like, it works because his character's so over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strago is pretty close to the original, except it looks a little more boring now, and I can't articulate to you why.
You can see how tall his pants are, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, all the way up to
Old man pants.
Which, I mean, is on brand.
Right.
But they also
Pants are just
kind of
all the
look
way.
too much like railroad jeans. maybe.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Grandpa Jeans.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. Sorry, it couldn't be more helpful. Interceptor. Oh yeah, this is like a moment in the game where you're like, wait, Interceptor. He told me that Interceptor eats people.
Yeah, the
like,
dog
what?
usually
Why-
hates people, right?
Yeah, why does the dog like Realm? Just
Whoa.
dog's very good with kids. That's a moment where you're like, wait, I thought this was an attack dog.
Also, how old is Interceptor?
Oh,
Too old to be an attack dog right now.
For real.
I like that bagpipes have a dynamic range measured in acres. There's a very pleasant gentleman who wanders my neighborhood in the spring and summer playing the bagpipes.
Nice.
And you can hear him from about 8 houses down through all the walls, and it's fantastic. I love it. It helps that he's good.
bagpipes is on and off. Very true.
Yeah.
Again, this is why College of Worcester has its campus in the middle of fields.
Yeah.
There's not even like, I think it's actually pretty far out from like the town of Worcester, which is still pretty rural, but I don't think there's anything close to where the bagpipe band practices. I think it's just cornfields, but they're famous for it. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Shadow's like, where's my dog?
Yep.
Where did my dog go? This sounds like
The
less flamey
train.
and more like a
Water?
waterfall.
Yeah.
I was
Sounds like
rain.
rain.
This sound effect feels reused inappropriately.
Yeah.
To the point where if my students had turned this in for sound effect class, I would have docked them on it.
Yeah. I guess it's the snapping sound. Bless.
And also, yeah, it really reads as like rain on a tin roof.
Yeah.
Okay, my mic is back on now. Sorry, everybody, I had to sneeze. Wow, my house!
It's almost like we took bits of the track sound from the Phantom Train and then
Yeah.
we mixed it with rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that does not read as fire.
No.
Realm's in there.
I would
Was
have
she
been
having a
very
sleepover at
comfortable
the
with
rich
them
kid's house?
redoing this sound effect to be more fire-like, for what it's worth.
That little like collapsing in on itself fire noise sounded like the original.
Yeah.
There's just no rhyme or reason to some of the sound effects that they redid.
Whoa,
That
that's a
sounds
much
like the
cooler,
original.
much more
It's
baller
cooler, but
visual
it sounds
effect.
like the original.
It did.
Yeah, everyone like big
That one-
secret, everybody. The whole town can use magic for some
That
reason.
reads more like water. In the original game, it looks like Strago is curing the fire, like healing it.
Oh, you were talking about the pixel.
Oh
pixel
yeah,
art.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the sound. The sound sounds really.
The sound is very similar to the original. But look at, instead of the splitting triangle, like that's clearly water.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because water is one
Yeah,
of the
get your
spells
save
we
points.
cannot cast,
Yeah, it was.
right? It's a different magic than what we have, which becomes plot relevant about now.
Yeah, I guess I read it as like mystical light or something that was just supposed to put the fire out. I love how they get into like this perfect formation and then the old lady comes and ruins it.
Yeah, he's casting Aqua Rake, the spell that he starts with.
Why don't they all cast it together? Like, count of 3. Instead it gets bigger. I feel like most firefighters would tell you not to go in at this moment. You don't have the gear.
Care Bear stare.
I love a Care Bear stare.
The fire is in fact not spreading fast anymore. It has spread. You should not be in the building at this point, as Nana just said.
Yeah,
It's fine,
It
though.
manages to stay pretty stable for like the 20 minutes you're in here. And yeah, now you have to avoid the little flames, or fight enough of them to learn stuff for Strago.
Strago has nothing to learn from them.
I thought he can learn explode.
Oh, potentially from the bombs, yeah. I do not want him to learn anything from them.
Well,
an old dog in church.
Wow.
Yes, they have not practiced their formation in a while after having banned magic.
Well, I feel like it was only banned when the new people were here. Like,
Right.
they clearly had no
They
issue
could've-
using it
Yes.
the rest of the time, because there's like the little kid that goes to his mom and's like, cast cure, mama.
Yeah.
And she's like, cure medicine at home.
We have cure at home.
Yeah. cure at home's a bottle of Tylenol.
Yeah.
I do like this like burning building background. Once I got the idea to use the battle backgrounds as the backgrounds for the videos, I sort of remembered that there were a lot of unique ones, but there were so many more than I remembered. Like, they really beautiful, just how many of these they rendered. And a few of them are palette swaps.
There's no sound effect when Locke throws the Hawkeye now. Did y'all catch that?
It feels kind of wrong.
It's bad.
Strago was my dumb character. Oh man. I don't have... Who's my jump character? Nobody? Because I usually, in the Dark World, end up teaching everybody every spell. And then I, like, don't need that, because then I'm usually so over-leveled, like, I don't even have to go very far down the line in this cast when I'm fighting the final boss. So... it's all just my, like, insecurity. I need to... like, but what if...
Just in case.
What if
I rarely use...
Gao is in my party and I don't have, like, him knowing Meteo, like, or whatever.
He knows it by default, doesn't he? Isn't that one of the ones he comes with? Like,
Gao?
via Rage?
No, but I want him to be able to cast it. I don't want to put him in a rage to do it. Like, I needed that level of flexibility on this.
Oh, you're right, it's Tyrannosaur that casts Meteor, so you do have to go get it. But you will.
Yeah, I didn't like losing control. I didn't mind it as much with Mog going into the dances, but I didn't enjoy using rages with Gao, so I used to turn him into like a magic user. And Cyan, because I didn't want to wait for Cyan to charge his sword tech. So I would
I need to completely rethink Cyan, because now you don't have to charge for sword tech anymore. And I think he might actually be a viable character now.
Might actually be fun. Maybe. Good to see you, Jarrell. You gotta come stream with us
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, I cannot get over the Hawkeye not having a throwing sound. That annoys me. Do not like.
I don't know why, but that reminded me of a moment in grad school where the Wind Symphony was playing a Joseph Schwantner piece, and it was like really difficult for the French horns, and my friend Katie was like, "Do not schwant."
What?
All right, here we go.
I thought this had a timer.
Nope, no timer for this.
I think it's on the way out.
It's on the way out?
Maybe?
No, there's nothing on the way out.
Maybe it's just like it seems like it should have a timer.
Yeah.
I feel yeah.
I thought this had a timer.
I thought it was like the building will collapse in however.
Yeah.
Nope, no timer on this one. Oh look, the Aqua Breath visual does connect to the out-of-game Aqua Breath now. That was awesome.
It never had a timer?
No, there's no timer here.
It
It feels like it should.
When I think of timers, I think of this. It's not Mandela effect, it's just me being stupid.
No, I remember it that way too. So I don't know if it's just because it's a fire. Maybe I like inserted it that I had to do it very quickly.
There might be like another fire in some other game that I'm mixing it up with. Parent stain burning out. Alright.
Yeah.
Fire video game timer.
There's a timer in Final Fantasy V where you have to get out of
Karnak Castle. Yep.
But I didn't play that when I was little, so I don't think it was...
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I mean...
Oh. It's been a while since we've heard Lindsay Sterling boss fight. Every time I like forget it's in this game, and then every time we hear it, I'm like, oh man, what a bummer.
The collapsing house when you recruit Sabin.
Oh, maybe
Is
that's...
that what I'm thinking about?
Is that that house isn't on fire though?
It's not on fire, but you do have
There is a
to.
timer on that, yeah.
It's a house and it's a timer. Okay,
Yeah.
Maybe
that
that's
must be
it.
what I'm mixing it. Thank you, Contrary Motion. I think that's it. It's been a while.
I was wondering if it was that. That was exactly what I heard in my head. The Stained song. Been a while. What a reference.
Oh no, we're too late because there was a timer. So there's you.
And then everyone's like, poor Interceptor. Like,
I love that he's
this is a
fighting the
lot.
fires.
He's fighting the fire for everyone.
The best dog.
Yeah, he's such a good boy.
He's a good boy, yeah.
Aw.
Also, wow, Shadow. Could have used you a little earlier.
Yeah.
If you can apparently just cut through the fire like that.
Smoke bomb.
Yeah, I'll use a smoke bomb in the burning building.
There isn't enough smoke in the burning house. Yeah, I never understood the logic there of using a smoke bomb.
I always thought it was like a translation error for a teleport stone, which is an item that exists in this game and would have made more sense.
No, that's the modern remake. Not a remaster. See, now this is another one where it's like they made a lot of really interesting changes to this track.
But then adding it here is like, a lot.
Yeah.
Because again, we have the jazzy take on it, which I said I like the track as a track, but I don't like it as it's used. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. We don't have any non-combat good War of the Magi tracks. And if you want to reference a track that has already been used, you're really short on options otherwise.
I mean, you could just use the Another World of Beasts. You could just use the Esper theme.
Esper theme would have been okay. Even having Realms theme come here, because like we're highlighting that she almost died, would have been fine.
Yeah.
You're right, he's a little beyond.
Like right here, once we get to this moment, it's a little bit like, this doesn't really fit.
Right.
Or the Magi.
Fuddy-duddy. That's where I learned that word.
This is where I learned the term fuddy-duddy too, and I use it all the time.
Same. At least this is from this game and not this timer. Ugh.
Apparently. Mandela effect.
I think that version of the Narsh music works better in Narsh because the visuals are so different as well, as well
Yeah.
as the overall feel of what's actually going on. But
And to just like rehash quickly, again, I liked it, but it took it from being like frozen town in the north to me to being more like there was a warmth added to it with the jazz elements that made it feel like we're sitting in a very like intimate jazz club after hours.
Right.
Which is cool in that sense, but like it doesn't read as cold to me.
Yeah.
So that was my main issue with that theme, and like there I don't think it works. Oh, hi, Shadow's theme. I love you.
Right.
Didn't
I
mean to
like that
steamroll
before the others even come outside, Shadow looks over at Strago and says, "Don't get the wrong idea. I was just there for the dog."
Because he's the
With that
badass.
side plan.
Yeah, he's
Right.
like Mr. Cowboy.
Well, no, and it's also a private conversation between the two of them that Locke and Tara don't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
I absolutely. One of the things that I think a modern Final Fantasy VI like remake in the style of 7 would get wrong is I love that they never tell you what the relationship is directly. They hint and they hint if you're willing to dig for them later in the game, but you have to do a lot of work to put all those pieces together to figure out what the relationship is between those three characters. And you actually have to finish the game twice, because the only way to see all of the dreams is Realm has a nightmare that recurs if you sleep in hotel rooms or in inns in the World of Ruin.
Realm has a nightmare.
Yeah. If
How does Shadow?
Shadow has the whole sequence of dreams, Realm has a sixth one. When you find her, she has a special sequence if you let Shadow die and you save Realm. And that's the sequence that really starts everything and puts you on the path to figuring out that you could have saved him and did not.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
Yep. It's very good. We'll look it up on
now I
YouTube
want-
during the relevant
Yeah.
moment.
I want to see it. Dang.
For now, though, it is 11 o'clock. And we are done.
It's true.
Thanks, Carrie, for hanging out with us for a couple hours. It was really fun to chat with you.
It was
So
so
good to
much
have
fun.
you.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Thanks. Fun.
And
Anytime.
next week, we will do the very short little Esper Cave. And then I think the Floating Continent is coming up.
Ooh, beautiful.
Love that track.
And yeah, feel free to stop by my stream at 2 tomorrow, Eastern. We're talking to Michael Austin about music video games,
Yep.
including Michael Jackson's
See if I
Moonwalker.
can pop in.
Nice.
Everyone's favorite.
Very good.
Good times.
All right.
All right.
All right.
We will
Thank you,
see
Chris.
folks next week.
Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.